before this video kind of really takes off, I want everyone to know this is going to be definitely one of the longest videos I think I've ever filmed. And I also wanted to kind of give a special thanks to those who were patient enough to let me kind of get through this. My wife being one of them, as well as Nick from Nick G Productions, Edaan Friedman, as well as my brother and my family for letting me kind of take some time during the holidays to kind of get this all kind of put together so I could, you know, have something that I could really be proud of to go on and show off. So with that being said, again, this is going to be a very, very long video. You're probably going to see a lot of me interjecting to kind of string things together. So with that being said, hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so this is officially going to be the start of the California trip. So this is at my house right now. It's currently 4:01, so I guess we'll cut back to when we actually get to the airport.
Sometimes city buses are nicer than airplanes.
But here we are, getting ready to go to Dallas, and then from Dallas getting a connector flight and finally going to LAX. And it's supposed to be 80 degrees pretty much when we get there, so be prepared for that. I'm wearing this because there's a lot of people here, and people are getting sick like crazy, man. So she's got it on too. I don't think anyone's actually seen my wife, but there she is. So I guess we'll just continue on.
Aren't you glad you can have your Nick on the plane? You don't have to wait.
Yeah. Had to get a bevy first. It's gonna be a long flight, man. Well, that wasn't too bad. Definitely was a very, very long disembark, though. Well, here's first off something to talk about. I'm back home now, so I'm finally actually back in my old house in Los Angeles. Just because I have a whole bunch of stuff here that people really haven't seen because it was just really, really far back when I was making Sirens. But yeah, you guys have seen this before. But we'll go ahead and set it off really quick. It's on actually relay. And it still sounds just as good as when I first put it together, so that's kind of cool. So this is actually about like the third day in Los Angeles. I didn't have really much time to. Then of course it's really early in the morning right now, or not super early, but it's like 7 something. So my voice might be a little bit gravelly, more gravelly than it normally is. This is pretty much just going to be, I don't know, I guess we're going to see kind of what we can kind of get to today. I think I'm probably going to show off some of the stuff with the SD10, the actual SD10, so I'll go ahead and get you guys a little bit of a shot of that. It's, I mean, you'll see. It's not like it's a complete thing. But of course, you guys have probably already seen this picture along the side, where I actually, when I first had the SD10, when I first got it, and it was fully assembled, so that's right there. But yeah. For those who were wondering, yeah, I actually do have a real ST10. It's in pieces, and it's been in pieces pretty much since I got it, because I took it apart pretty quickly. But everything's here. There's a little bit of sheet metal work that's needs to be redone, but which is not hard. I just haven't spent any time actually doing it. But yeah, all the pieces are here. But yeah, this is my ST10. This is a 3-phase ST10, of course, because of the age. I don't know where the sticker is. It must be on. It's on one of these rings. I'm just not entirely sure which one it is. I think it might be actually this one. There's where the tag used to be. I actually took the tag off because I didn't want it getting damaged out here. You can somewhat see what's left of where the circle F right here used to be, and it used to be the older style Federal Sign and Signal tag. But yeah, that's it. And there's the intake tube right there, big solid piece of steel, and then the L channel that would have mounted it on a pole. There's the rotor right there, and that's the size of the rotor. There's my foot to kind of put that all in perspective, and I wear size 11 shoes, so they're pretty. It's a pretty damn big Siren. Yeah, and then there's the stator that it all fits in. For those who are wondering why it is taken apart, is because I was actually in the process before I moved to South Carolina, I was actually in the process of making this whole Siren engine driven rather than electrically driven, rather than being 3-phase, just because 3-phase is for where I wanted to run it and what I really wanted to do with it. I didn't really want it to be dependent on having 3-phase power supplied to it. So this Siren was going to be gas driven, where I could have actually just mounted like a horizontal, basically a horizontal lawnmower engine to this, and then I could have ran the whole Siren off of that. Of course, it probably wouldn't sound exactly like the real SD10 when it was winding down, because it wouldn't have the same kind of coast, but that was kind of the idea. But yeah, there's a little bit of junk back here. As in I got my old gas scooter here and all that kind of stuff. There actually used to be quite a bit more stuff over here. But that's all been moved now. But to give you kind of some perspective as to how big it really is, like, there's the rotor, and I'm like, I think like 5'10". I'm not super tall, but I'm 5'10", and this thing comes up to almost my chest. So it's a very, very big Siren. But yeah, I don't know too much of the history on this ST10, other than I know that it's not a Los Angeles ST10. I think that should be evidenced enough by the fact that it does have the ring, because I'm not entirely sure where the guy I bought it from, where he got it. All I know is that he actually had two, and he was trying to get rid of this one, so that's how it fell into my hands. And of course, when I do have this fully assembled, with the engine eventually all done, I will not be mounting the ring to it, because I want to make this kind of look like the Los Angeles models, basically in the majority of all the functional components. I want it to look just like the LA models, of course, after having the sheet metal kind of fixed. Perks of working with ductwork is that I know I can do the sheet metal work myself. So yeah, unfortunately there's really not that much I can show off with this ST10, just because of the fact that it's all been taken apart. I was literally in the process of getting it ready to be hooked up to gas right before I left for South Carolina. But this is my own personal ST10. It's my real one. I'm really, really glad to have it. And it's a lot of fun. So I don't make just models. I do have actual Sirens too. I do have a big boy Siren. I've changed again. This is the part of the video where things take a bit of a different turn, and they go hang out with Nick of Nick G Productions, who's a good friend of mine and a railroad nerd knows much more than I do. But we went over to the Los Angeles Live Steamers and went ahead and tootled around on some locomotives and some trains and just kind of had some fun. So that's this part of the video here. Pardon my interruption, but you'll see. You'll see. So while I'm here in Los Angeles, I thought it'd be a bit more fun to do things that are not necessarily siren related. I know that there's a lot of an overlap between those who are into sirens and those who are into trains. So I'm here at the Los Angeles Live Steamers, and I'll be running an old Pennsylvania
Jeep 9.
yeah, the Jeep 9. The GP9 with it's a high hood variant too, so it's pretty cool to see that. Unfortunately, no Alcos, but but okay, we'll continue on. We'll show you some of it running around the track. And here is our locomotive of choice. This feels so hokey holding it with just this, like this selfie stick. And now I have changed positions from engineer, and now I am just the brakeman now. Yeah, I very clearly have been demoted from my previous position. So now Nick has taken over. I'll go ahead and put his channel down below. Now we're just kind of cruising, getting back to the yard. I'll go ahead and put this away.
Just derail it.
No, we're railing. I just like leaned up onto the flanges.
Like, is it still rolling?
Yeah, it's still rolling. I just leaned up against the right side flanges. Oh, it's reset. That point, oh, well, those points are very tight. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually been out here and walked the tracks because, like I said, I was a kid last time I was here, pretty much. Well, no, not the last time I was here, but the last time I was with you guys.
Yeah, we had the beam engine now. We still got that thing.
Let's see. This is a semaphore signal. Now, if you remember, That's kind of dumb leaving it open like that.
I know.
Yeah, there it all is. There's all the patent numbers for it.
You ever like run into one of these that's like abandoned?
Yeah, I've wanted, like, and there's the... Oh, it still has the glass. Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's still pretty well oiled.
Yeah, so we got these donated to us from a collector. Because I guess he was like maybe gonna die or something.
Oh, you guys have it wired.
Huh?
I mean, oh, it's not plugged in, but that's cool.
Yeah, I think the guy, like, he had him out in his yard just to, like, show him off.
And this is, there's the bleed cylinder right there, or the release cylinder,
Yeah.
so that when it dumps, it doesn't just slam itself closed. That's cool.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if they actually have them hooked up, so I wouldn't touch anything.
This is, I was gonna say, I was looking at it right here.
It's like
There's,
did.
that would be,
Something
that's the control transformer there.
Yeah.
And it's not hooked up because that's the plug for this. I love the old school style motor. It's in there too, where it's it's just like the horseshoe style
magnet.
Yeah, there's the brushes and the commutator.
Mm-hmm.
That is so damn nice. It is in really good conditions considering that it's missing the asbestos gasket.
Well, of course it's gonna miss. They're not gonna have the asbestos gasket.
No, man, you gotta go to China. Dude, you can buy a roll of asbestos from China.
No way.
I saw that like a couple.
Oh, we can get like
a couple.
real.
You can buy like just mats of asbestos from China.
That is scary, but kind of funny. Yeah.
God, there we go. That is super cool.
Yeah.
And there's a wig wag with the rear gone on it too, the 10-inch. Yeah, that's really cool to see. 74. See, this is the one I was thinking of. This is
Oh, the one that rotates.
yeah,
Okay.
with the old marble style reflectors.
Yeah, I think
Cat's
they
eyes.
do. They actually have it over there too.
Yeah, that's super
what's
cool.
Oh no, they got rid of my fucking Percy man. Damn it.
That's so cool.
They got rid of my Percy Connor. Fuckers. Damn.
But yeah, so I figured I'd kind of show off some of the stuff that I really remember from when I was a kid in Los Angeles. And coming here every Sunday was one of a very regular ritual of mine. Of course, a lot has changed now. Stuff has been updated, but it's really cool to see. It's fun to have a nice little private ride with the buddies. All right, so I guess let's get ready to go take some pictures. So I'll go ahead and pack up the Nikon, both of them, and get Polaroid ready. For 8 shots. Well, it's one thing to see my own Siren, my SD10 back home, but it's another thing to actually come out here and get some footage of some real ones, some ones that are actually still up on the poles. So here I am now at the Griffith Park driving range and golf course, specifically the Harding-Wilson golf course, I believe is the name of it. I forgot. Haven't been up here in a while. But there's a 500 SHTT that is out here in the middle of the course, and I think it'd be really cool to kind of get some pictures of it and actually get around a little bit of more of an in-depth walk around from a siren enthusiast perspective. So you can take a look at how it was wired, what it was hooked up to, and all that. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a little closer to it. So, walking to the Siren now. It might be really, really bright because the sun is right behind me, but I did put on an ND filter to kind of maybe choke down the light just a little bit to make it a bit more easy to see me. There's golfers all around me right now. I don't know how well it's going to kind of come out, but we're walking up to the Siren now, and this specifically, for those who are unfamiliar, this is specifically Siren number 131, which you can see here. And I believe the last time this picture was updated for this siren was like way back in 2009. So I'm hoping that this is actually going to be some of the more recent stuff on this siren specifically. And this one is actually in pretty good condition, despite where it's located. I would expect it to be hit with a lot more golf balls for all the time that it's been here. And I don't believe it's been serviced for a very, very long time. So I'm very surprised there's not a whole bunch more dents or golf balls just like sitting in the basket. So, but we're coming up to it right now. I apologize if it was a little odd sounding with the wind. I didn't realize it got a little bit windier than I was expecting. But there it is. There it is on the pole. Kind of coming into view now. There are a couple dents in it. You can see little pock marks where the paint has been chipped off because of golf balls hitting it, but it really doesn't look that bad. But yeah, that is the 500 SHTT here. Granted, the pole doesn't look as good, and those silver straps you see kind of along the pole's body is a recent addition. I believe that was actually there basically to cover up or to hold on the conduit that is actually carrying the phone line. I'll get up a little bit closer so you actually can see that. Yes, but as you can see, this one has got the phone line actually running down into the bottom. Just a pretty standard phone line for the time, except I believe this has probably even been replaced at some point. The base itself is really not in very good condition at all, but because of just where it's located, it gets rained on or it gets watered so frequently just because of them watering the actual field. But you can see there's quite a bit of corrosion on this thing. I wouldn't be surprised if the actual interior of the pole is actually even worse. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this one isn't standing for a super long time. Definitely not like the Model 5 or the Model 7 that got knocked down that was in front of the animal hospital. But yeah, but there it is. You could probably barely see it, but the pole is ever so slightly gently swaying. But yeah, this one I am not going to climb, however, just because, well, it isn't a golf course and I don't really want to get myself kicked out. But there it is. So let's go ahead and take some pictures. Now, the one thing that's unfortunate about these... Hey man, what's up? I'm literally shooting B-roll as we speak. Dude, I'm far. I'm at like the Griffith Park driving range, that 500 that's in the middle of the golf course. Well, pardon my interruption, but that was Edaan Friedman on the phone of Edaan's Mini Sirens. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are aware of who he is. But we were just talking about these sirens, and that one of the things that's really, really concerning to both of us is that not only are they very, very old, but they're slowly becoming more and more of a liability to the city of Los Angeles, which is unfortunate because as much as I would love to see them abandoned in place and left where they are, where they're allowed to be on public display for the entire population to really see. We have already lost one of them that was next to a pet hospital that fell down and did inflict some property damage. And I know it's improbable for it to happen, but it might happen where it falls on a person or it falls into a roadway or onto a car and it causes some actual serious damage. And I know that as soon as a situation like that actually does occur, the city will be really quick to start removing these from wherever they are placed and then having them scrapped. So, with that being said, that is kind of the reason for this video, is because I don't spend a whole bunch of time in California anymore as much as I used to, as I don't live here anymore. But I would like to see these taken care of. Now, one of the things that I'm trying to see if I can probably end up doing is finding some way of preserving these. And I'm not exactly sure how to do this, but I think it would be really, really cool for the community to kind of come together and see what we can do. Because these sirens are not necessarily important to just me, but they're important to Angelenos in general. And then at least I'd hope they would be. That they're a part of Los Angeles' history that unfortunately is going to the wayside. But I hope that the model is as accurate as the real thing. You guys have seen the full 500 SHTT video, the USB powered one. But yeah, this is basically what I was going for. They're as accurate as I possibly could get them, and I hope that really shows up once they're sold, and hope people enjoy them just as much as I do. In the next clip, hopefully, or at some point, we'll get to see a real one. We'll be up close and personal with it. We'll get to see what's on the inside, and you'll get to actually see them all up close. Might even have a couple different sirens on there as well, besides just the 500 SHTTs. So, on to the next clip. Alright, so now, this is part of the video where we're actually going to go kind of do a bit more siren stuff. So right now I'm heading out to West Hollywood to meet up with Edaan Friedman of Edaan's Mini Sirens. Link down below for that if you guys are not familiar with that channel. Pretty certain everyone else should be. And we'll see if we can probably get up to some shenanigans today, climbing some sirens. We'll see pretty much what we're going to be getting into. But, yeah. I must say, it's probably one things I don't miss about Los Angeles is the traffic. So we're driving towards where I'm going to be meeting Edaan today, but I'm curious to see what we're going to kind of get into, because there's a couple of interesting ones that we were actually thinking about taking a look at. There's actually a Federal Code Mach 7 or Model 7, I'm not entirely sure, but it's got the older style, the regular style Federal Code shroud on it, so it'll be interesting to see if it's got some different port ratio or something else, and it might even possibly help answer the question as to why the Mach 7s have been flattened. Right now I gotta navigate these cars, not paying attention where they're going. Well, here's one of my other least favorite things about LA. Parking. 2 hours, $2 per hour. That should be fun. And so thus begins the long walk to where I'll be meeting him. And of course it's all uphill. Okay. It's a very LA thing to do. I haven't seen those yet. It really is all uphill. Thankfully I'm almost there. So we're finally walking up to his place now. I'm not going to show you his address for obvious reasons, but let's see if he actually answers the door. He should. I sent him a text letting him know that I'm here. But yeah, let's meet the man behind Edaan's Mini Sirens.
Old.
Oh, so it's all stale.
Yeah. Is that you think there would be any other reason?
Yeah, that's probably about it. Unless you don't have any oil in it, because then the fuel sender,
Why wouldn't it have oil in it?
There's an oil shut off on it too.
No, I mean it has oil. It had oil last time.
Yeah.
But how do I get the fuel out? Do I siphon it or?
There's a drain on the bottom of the carburetor.
Do I have to take anything apart?
There's just a bolt. There's just one bolt. You can drain all the gas out of it. Yeah, you can drain all the gas out of it. I'll show you where it's at.
I still have this.
Oh my god, the Widowmaker plug. I forgot you got a new tag made.
I did.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I see you found the cap, the bearing, the grease cap.
Oh no, I didn't. That's from.
Or did you steal it from Aaron's?
No, not from Aaron's even. Aaron has his. I stole that one from Blue Valley. Back when I was there.
And there's There's a Heath Type
This one
K.
came off of a jail bar bolt, actually. So this.
Ooh, it hasn't spun in a while.
No, it hasn't.
Ooh, yeah, it's full of leaves. I didn't realize how rough the bearings are, just because it's so old.
Yeah, I also put degreaser in the bearing at one point. I was a dumbass.
You finally get? Is that the original RCM for it?
For Aaron's, but there's no RCM inside.
Oh, so it's just the cabinet.
Yeah.
And that's from your SD10.
Which is back there.
So that's just a little taste of some of the stuff around Edan's little production shop. But if his lights actually still work, there they are. Here is his inner sanctum, where all of yours and even one of mine actually came from. And there is the print farm. Various sirens sirens in various states of production. Like there's a 2T22 and a Model 5. Yeah. I didn't know that you'd finished it. Oh, I'm looking at the door.
I made 2. There's a few, like every siren you make, there's different tricks to the production of it.
Right.
So I learned with this one, number 1, I'll have the rotors on and take some sandpaper to the rotors just because they're so big.
Right.
So I'll sand it a decent amount. I'll have the sandpaper on there for a while because I don't want to take the rotor in and out because then the more I do that, the more it becomes wobbly. So this is the second one I've made and it runs nicer than the first one.
This is gonna totally clip my audio.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, I need to get an extension cord. Hold on.
I'll make sure the door's closed. Oh my god, the mass of the rotors. I heard that motor go. It dims the lights.
Does it?
It dimmed it for a second.
Ready?
Yeah.
Are we filming?
Yeah, it's filming.
I've made so many sirens, like I've made over 100 2T22s I think at this point.
I was gonna say, and then this one also.
Yeah, I've made so many of them, but none are as fun as this one. I had to make one of these for myself.
I was gonna say.
If you lower the voltage, I can make it sound like it's British, like 50 hertz.
I was gonna say, if you get some 50 hertz.
Before I send them out. But you can hear this one really low.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about talking. I'm like, this is gonna be like, I'm not like doing like the old school siren stuff where it's like, stop talking!
Ah! Yeah. Nice to be like that too. Mom, I'm filming a video now. Right. We gotta. Yeah, no, it's sick. I love this thing. The one I made one, and it was designed basically entirely by Dustin, Mr. Cool.
Okay.
And aside from like some of the motor pieces.
I forgot you got like half of a cyclone.
Pull out that box on the bottom too.
What the hell happened to the cyclone? my god.
Pull out that box though.
Oh, is this all like?
Yeah, move that.
Is this all like failed stuff?
Not necessarily failed. It's just old. There's some good stuff.
It weighs a ton. Oh my god. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's some cool things in there.
Damn.
I made that stator with such low infill that the part that the bearing would slide onto just broke off every time.
That's cool.
So when my modeling was better than my printing.
No, don't want to drop that. What else do you have in here?
That's a
No,
Cyclone.
that's Cyclone.
Yeah, 500 is straight.
Another Sentry. Oh my god. Like a 15H.
Let me see. Sterling.
Oh wow. That makes sense.
There should be a B&M rotor in there though. There's a stator.
You even got motors just sitting in here too. Oh, these are your older motors. That's why.
These are the older motors, so they're of no use to me.
Yeah.
I just threw that together. This is when I was on the search for 2T22 motors, and this is when I found. I think this one's 1/30th horsepower as opposed to 1/40th. But it still didn't get it quite up to the speed. So I went with those, which are like 1/10th or 1/20th, but those are just too powerful.
Way too powerful. It's like trying to find something that's like right in between the two of them. This is unweighted too.
No, it's weighted.
It is?
There's just not much you can do with how much it curves.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say there's not much of a profile there to hide a weight. Well, sick.
It's got some paint dust on it. It's got like a tint.
Gently aged. Let's see if I can get some.
Let me have the voltage roll on this because this thing's ridiculous. It gets so loud so quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say 'cause it has like instantaneous wind up.
It's already uncomfortable. And that's the loudest small siren ever made.
I was gonna say, I'm like Model 2 who, dude? Seriously. I'm like, my god.
Yeah, this one's ridiculous.
Smaller rotor, smaller motor, more noise.
It's serious.
It's so cool. Do you still have the hat?
I do.
The
It's in
hat
my
for it?
room. Yeah.
Why? Because you stripped it?
No, because it doesn't. There's no.
Oh, they didn't punch the head right. But yeah, I'm using the GoPro 10 for pretty much all my siren videos, and then I have like lights.
I think
and stuff like
the newest one we have is like a Hero 4.
that. But it has no.
We have like Hero 3.
Oh my god, it's so ancient. Okay. Sorry, I had to go reach over and grab it. Yeah, the
How do you
GoPro
feel?
I don't want to sit alone.
I know you're good. We're just looking.
How did your interest in sirens start, Eden?
Just YouTube.
Yeah, it's just this is.
But like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
Should I
you
talk
just-
about it?
Yeah, you can talk
Okay.
about it. You don't have to look at the camera. It doesn't matter. I'm recording audio. I'll make sure I put that in.
So, my interest in sirens started when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Bro.
And I was just going through YouTube looking at videos of like power lines burning and whatnot. And basically I don't know, just random electrical videos. And I clicked on a video of a 2001 uploaded by Westy 1962, I think.
Bro.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah,
an
you know
old
that channel?
That's an old channel.
It's an old channel.
I haven't heard of that one in a long time. Westy?
Westy. So I know that because I found the video, since.
Right.
But anyway, I called my dad into the room. I was like, "What is that?" He said, "It's a siren." I'm like, "Oh, cool." And I thought they were like this big, and I thought they were like really small. And so I saw a billboard with like a projector on it, and I thought it was a Thunderbolt siren. It was this little white thing. I was like, "Mom, look, it's a siren." She's like, "I don't think so." I'm like, "Oh." And then saw, I think on YouTube at some point, a video by like Ian Murr or like
I think
Jeb.
probably,
Ian?
yeah.
I remember Ian.
My.
You don't remember. You don't remember Ian.
Oh my God. Ian
Anyway.
was pal.
Yeah.
I remember the first channel that got me into sirens after like an actual YouTuber was Vanamond. Like Vanamond 2.
Yeah,
They did
Vanamond
all
2.
the Thunderbolt videos. For,
Exactly.
Like,
That was another one. So it was that channel along with maybe a Jeb's or something that showed me, yeah, you know, they're actually huge. And I don't know, I've just been into them. I lost interest in like 2nd grade. I got into bells.
Like church bells?
Like church bells and like that bell.
Right, yeah, from the locomotive.
And
But like, when did you decide to like, oh, now I'm gonna make
when did I make all of this? I got back into them summer between 5th and 6th grade. I was in Israel.
Okay.
And I saw the sirens there. I was like, this is just too cool.
And then it was love at first sight from then.
Love at second sight.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, no, that's basically it. And then, Julia, as far as like making them,
Yeah.
I started to get really into like 3D printing. And then I was like, why don't I make sirens? So I made like little display ones.
Uh-huh.
And then I made a few working ones for myself, and then someone's like, hey, can you make me one that works? I'm like, sure. And I did. And if Donald Osmer is watching this video,
Really?
props to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Donald Osmer was the one that got me into the biz,
That's crazy.
I guess.
I remember.
Because I made him an STL-10. And then
Okay.
Colton Fritz hit me up for a Century 10V. And then I was
How do
like,
you know these names?
I remember that.
I don't know.
They've been like in the community for such a long
Yeah.
time.
So I made a 10V, and that's when I had the whole weighted rotor concept idea come to life,
Right.
and like just a bunch of other
Make
innovations.
pro
And I
standard.
sanded all of his really like every part was fully sanded.
I think that's when you were still painting them, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was a while ago.
So,
I'm like blindly doing my makeup right now.
do you want a mirror?
Yeah.
I'll go get you a mirror.
Is there a mirror?
Yeah. But that's how it started.
It's like,
So that at least answers the question from Eden's perspective. Now, I know that everyone in the community kind of has their own aha moment or their own kind of discovery moment when it came to sirens, and mine was actually from, people are probably going to laugh, was actually from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, when he is in the nuke town, the test village, and the siren that goes off in the background, which was a thunderbolt. And I remember asking my grandparents what that was, and they told me that it was an air raid siren, and that kind of started me down that whole rabbit hole of what the different models were, seeing a video of one actually operating and stuff like that. But that's pretty much where it started for me, and I was probably, I don't know, maybe like 10 or so. I don't know, I just remember. It's whenever that movie came out. I remember I had it for a couple of years at that point. But I was pretty young, and that's pretty much what started off the whole interest in sirens, at least for me. But yeah, and then also, once I had learned that, I started learning about Los Angeles and the Los Angeles system, the legacy system. And that kind of carried on into adulthood, where I wanted to make these for myself. And the first siren I actually made that functioned was the SD10, which you've seen in a previous video. But yeah, that was what started me out on my own little siren creation journey, and I've been a fan ever since. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see in the comments what you guys think, or what your guys' kind of siren discovery story kind of is, or what got you into the community. I'd be really curious to see kind of what you guys think, or how you guys found it.
It's off. Especially the rotator. I don't want to give the rotator 240.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, that would
It's wired too.
blow her up real
But
quick.
next time we do go out to the desert, I can wire up that motor to 240 as well.
It's a dual tap. That's cool.
So yeah, so we can just run the entire thing on 240.
Sweet.
Which would be awesome.
Your clutch sets so tight.
Is it?
Your clutch is so tight.
Alright, just let go of it, let go. We're just gonna bump it that way.
Did it spin on the pipe?
Alright, let's see. It goes nothing. I haven't ran this in like a year. Oh, we're good.
It might hit the shed.
Will it?
Yeah. The tires. Oh, holy shit, it just barely clears everything. Oh. It's so close to touching everything.
It works.
That's so funny. This is where I got bad gas in it. Dude. That's so sick.
I love that.
Oh my god, that never gets old.
Oh.
Oh, now you gotta. Oh, now it's still gonna spin on the pipe again.
I think it's because it's colder.
That might also be. Is it still got the asbestos clutch in it too?
Yeah.
That's like worth its weight in gold now, man.
You ready?
It's all banned. That's my Model 2, my Model A.
You're Model A.
Dude, he's still sitting here. Yeah, what's up? What is that?
Okay.
Wait, and it's 12 volts.
What is
too.
this?
I didn't
There
realize
you
this.
go.
Right?
Is this candy or like what?
Yeah.
That is a very interesting flavor. It's like sour. Ooh.
I couldn't even get that far
Oh, it's
into
like-
it.
It's like licorice.
Yeah.
It is licorice.
Yeah, it's like really, really salted black licorice.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's good?
What?
What?
Yeah, I like.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't know I like black licorice.
Oh, big exhale.
Mm-hmm. Mmm. No, I can eat it.
It's
Yeah.
fire.
Okay, I
That's
get it.
good.
You get it.
I get
You
it.
get it.
I gave it a little more time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little adjustment.
I get it.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
Do
like
I want
that.
another one? No.
Oh.
No, maybe.
I like that.
No, actually, yeah.
going
No,
on
it's actually
that?
fire.
Don, you want to help me with something?
I thought Aaron had my 120.
Oh no.
Can you help me with something?
Mm-hmm.
My shoe.
What are you trying to do? Take it off?
No, put it on. You know why?
Just a casual B&M rotor sitting there.
Bro. Though. If you were perfectly sober, then this would not be it.
You make
Fucking
sirens
problem.
all day, bro, but you can't do
Can't
that.
tie
Shoes.
shoes. I've never tied anyone else's shoes.
That's why I was thinking, because I've seen that those old poles, or the round poles, are kind of an uncommon one to find, which is why I was thinking like those, and all the sirens I've ever seen on top of them are usually older models, which is why I was thinking that those
There's
are
a-
probably some of the first ones.
Yeah. Who knows? There's a picture of and I don't think this one's up anymore, but there's a flattened Fettle coat, or there was one that had all original paint on it. It was like it was like a strong yellow,
Right.
and it had a faded civil defense sticker on it.
Huh.
So it was never painted over.
Leads more to the mystery.
No, it makes sense then. They were converted for civil defense. But I don't know if this one was. This one's like all brown too. So I'll let you go up and I'll be under there to catch you
For sure.
if you need.
For sure.
I literally made those out of like scrap steel that I had, and
I
they
actually
worked
bought another
perfectly.
piece of like the exact same steel,
No, to try to make your own.
and I never got to making it, and I don't know where it went now.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
a
that-
weird one. That's almost like like I said, that's almost like a hybrid style
Dude, it
pole.
is a hybrid, and the basket on it is really small too.
Right.
But
It's
easy
just-
to get.
it's-
But it's easy to get into. I think. I don't know. Let's try.
Yeah, it's like the same kind of basket as the one that's got the round protected basket.
But this one is just really rusted. Glad you did a little bit.
That is an easier one to climb. Hold on, let me get some of my stuff ready to
Are
go.
these thinner than usual too?
Those are a little thinner.
And I mean, this just slides in.
No
beautifully.
problem. Those might be. Yeah, those are a little thinner.
Well, hey, if you want to go up there.
Alright, I'll wait for this last car. But yeah, so these are the foot pegs that I made. I fabbed for doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll see what it looks like. My camera might slip down. I haven't climbed this one before. There's and there it is.
Hey, I'm gonna move my car closer.
All right. There is the only federal code that looks like that here. So let's go ahead and turn this light on so you guys can get more of a view. There's the bottom of the rotor, and there's the motor in there. It's a Century or a GE, older GE. It does have the bearing caps on it. And this cabinet usually is locked, but this really puts into perspective how high I actually am. But yeah, but there it is. I wish it had a tag on it. Well, let's see if we can see inside the rotor.
Sticking the phone up there?
Huh?
Stick the phone up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that next. There's Edaan down there. We've just now confirmed that even this one, being a federal code, is actually 912 despite its age, which is a really interesting thing to find. I wish I knew where the tag was. Normally it's on this side. I don't know what side it's on. But there's the cabinet. And again, this is one of the older styles. This is one of the round, low profile baskets. But yeah, here we are. Not my first rodeo, but definitely an interesting one at that.
Ready?
Yeah. And there goes Edaan now. Yeah, it always does get a little bit wonky when you're trying to get up there with just the like weird rounded over pegs.
That's fucking terrifying. Oh.
Yeah, that one shakes. That's a shaker. Definitely.
I'm coming down.
Too sketch? Well, that was definitely probably one of the weirder federal codes. After getting on top of it, not only does it still have the original federal code kind of cone on the bottom of the shroud, but the bottom shroud has the older style rings through it like you'd see on the GCS models, but the top is mesh like you find on the later Model 7s, and there's no tag on it. I couldn't find the tag anywhere. No, not the one that says federal code, not the one that actually just denotes what type of siren it is. So very interesting. So as we were kind of out, well, trying to get to some of the sirens, we kind of got hungry, so we stopped by an In-N-Out to get something to eat. And while we were stuck in line, this like homeless guy just comes up and starts like knocking on our window, like asking for I think cigarettes, and that's this part right here.
Of course, man.
Bartering.
You too. I smoke.
Edaan, tell the chat with one word what that interaction was.
Splendid. Did you film the interaction?
I got a little bit of it.
I honestly agree.
Can you help me out with a few dollars? Like I got a cigarette. It's like, oh, that'll really help me out.
Then there you go.
There's been like so many people like that have been commenting on my channel, and they're like, yeah, dude, Edaan made some pegs and went up and climbed one. I'm like, bro.
I made them? I think you made them.
I'm like, bro, exactly. That's what I'm like, bro. I had to like go in there and try to clarify. I'm hungry, man.
I want to make them.
I'm so hungry. It's not super hard. I just took my calipers and basically just took the dimensions of the slots.
I have them, so I can just make more of those.
Right, just clone them. Come on, In-N-Out.
Come on.
Dude, I'm starving. So damn hungry.
And a milkshake.
Would you like onion?
Strawberry milkshake.
Would you like onions?
The same order, right?
Same order, yeah, same order. Number 2, extra toasted bun, chilies, and for the drink, I'll go for a pepper with no ice.
Would you like onion on your cheeseburger?
Yes, please.
23rd, the first one.
Coach, sounds
Did you
good.
want them in an open box?
I think so. Open box is good. Yeah, we can eat in the car.
Huh?
So what's surprising about this is it actually still has the phone line hooked up to it.
Oh yeah.
That's a cool shot, that reflection.
Oh,
That's so damn
imagine that thing going off.
cool. Right there,
This
if
is
you
one I would
work
want
there,
filmed.
if you were working right there, holy shit.
Imagine like a shot from right here.
Right? Like just right there.
I remember, if I remember correctly, this one, well, first of all, let me see if it's rusted. This one doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad. The one that, like I said, the one that's in...
I think this one, all 4 pegs work with a certain combination. So I'm gonna start figuring it out real quick.
Gotta get the comp hook. One of the raindrops just fell off the basket and hit my head.
What did?
One of the, like a fat raindrop just fell off the basket, hit me right in the dome. So, that should be quite familiar. That's a really cool shot too. I'll go ahead and put the siren number down below as to which one this is. But even that looks like a really cool shot. I'm right there reflected in the window of that. And there is the tag. And of course the old control cabinet. This has got the older style lock on it. And these 2 retaining screws that are there to actually hold it closed. But as I described in a previous video, I've already gone over the layout of how the controls actually operate in these. But that is very cool to see. This one probably, most likely, as do all of them, have belt issues. So if I was to take this and gently move it, the whole siren just swivels because essentially all the belts are gone on it. But yeah, a 500 SHTT, that model number is up there. Should be a bit easier to see because I have the extension. But yeah, one of the 500 SHTTs. Another interesting thing about this one, there's where the power usually comes from. That's no surprise that those are cut. But down a bit lower is the phone line. And you actually can see there's Edaan down there. The phone line's actually still hooked up. I'm not sure where it's running, but it is still hooked up. It's a pretty rare thing to see on these. But yeah.
It's like fucked. And you have to go like, you get uncomfortably close to like the power lines and...
That's almost like the one that's down, the first one I climbed is just like that.
Yeah, no, that one is like especially horrifying.
I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take the other camera. I'm gonna take a shot of it. I'll be right back.
Okay, for sure.
The rain began to come down more consistently as we brought our night to a close. This short time in California had been filled with so many wonderful experiences with both friends and family. I just wanted to show a little peek deeper into the community of Los Angeles. Some of the stuff that people don't traditionally see, the history it has, the interests, the people, and all the things that bring us together. Something that we enjoy together. And with that, I hope everyone had happy holidays. From me.